For Blackline Safety, getting every worker home safe is priority number one. Before we introduced connected safety, organizations didn't have a clear view of worker well-being or site conditions, making it difficult to not only protect their people, but keep operations running smoothly. Blackline changed that by bringing together advanced safety and gas detection monitoring in one device, and then connecting it to the cloud so you always know where your people are and if they're okay. Now, we're transforming connected safety once again with G8. Today, I'll walk you through Blackline's latest innovation, G8, the most connected safety wearable ever made. Why? Because G8 doesn't just connect to the cloud, it truly connects your field and facilities to your organizational leadership, giving you a complete view of the big picture, so you can be proactive about safety and productivity. With one connected device, you can detect gas, protect people working alone, and give teams instant ways to call for help or talk to each other. No other safety wearable covers workers in so many situations or makes communication and collaboration this easy. And because G8 shares data in real time, you can see exactly what's happening, respond faster when something goes wrong, and spot risks before they turn into problems. Built for teams who go beyond compliance, G8 helps create a culture that's safer, more productive, and ready for the future. A key benefit of G8 is always-on connectivity. Via cellular, GPS, and the cloud, you never lose connection to your workers in any situation. If something goes wrong, whether it's a gas exposure or a lone worker fall, instant alerts and reliable GPS location will ensure it's a rescue, not a recovery. Let me show you how it works. Power it up and the green light will blink, indicating that your G8 is searching for a signal. Once the light goes solid, the worker can be confident their device is connected to the cloud via cellular. G8 auto-switches between carriers for the best coverage, with service in over 100 countries. Say goodbye to range limitations or network restrictions, and hello to reliable data transmission. And it's all in a rugged, intrinsically safe device that's built for the way work really happens, in the most demanding environments. With a big, bright color display, quick access flashlight, and plug-and-play cartridges, your teams can move faster and get the on-the-go flexibility they need. What really sets G8 apart is its communication capabilities, so teams can collaborate or call for help instantly without downtime. First off, there's emergency voice. If G8 sends an alert, it triggers a live, hands-free call with a real voice checking in and sending immediate help if needed. In an emergency, nothing beats talking to a real person, and that can be someone from your own operation control center or Blackline's dedicated safety operations center or alarm receiving partners. But the calling features aren't just for emergencies. It can be configured with push-to-talk functionality, transforming G8 into a radio with clear, reliable voice. Unlike traditional radios, push-to-talk has no range limits, so you can connect across sites, regions, and even countries. And for very loud environments, an optional remote speaker mic can give you the clarity you need. And finally, with text messaging, workers can quickly send custom or preset messages to monitoring personnel. And they can receive mass notifications in situations like evacuations or extreme weather warnings, so the whole team is informed right away. No other connected wearable gives teams so many ways to communicate and collaborate when it matters most. Another of G8's safety superpowers is comprehensive gas detection. With its modular cartridge design, G8 adapts to your needs. Whether that's single gas, 5-gas diffusion, or 5-gas pump with tubing up to 100 feet. Each cartridge is customizable. Choose the sensors you need for your environment, then swap cartridges as conditions change. No need to replace the full device. And we have one of the largest portfolios of advanced gas sensors, more than 20 sensors that can be mixed and matched for thousands of combinations. So it's easy to match detection capabilities to the specific hazards your team faces. But G8 doesn't just detect gas, it helps you manage exposure risk. It continuously monitors gas levels, triggering instant high and low alarms the moment readings move outside safe limits. And because not all hazards are immediate, G8 also tracks exposure over time with time-weighted average and short-term exposure limit monitoring. This means workers are protected from both sudden threats and the silent buildup of gases that can cause long-term harm. And G8's high visibility, multicolor lights, and loud audible alarms ensure no one misses a critical alert. G8 also protects anyone who's working alone, whether they're on a remote site, traveling between work sites, or just out of sight and sound for a short time. With manual, automatic, and time-based alerts. When you need help, you simply pull the patented red SOS latch, and G8 instantly goes into red alert. notifying monitoring personnel. A silent SOS is also an option for discrete alarms. For automated protection, G8 detects movement and will alert if there's a fall or no motion. If it senses a fall or no movement for a set time, it sends a low urgency notification for the worker to acknowledge. If there's no response, an alert is escalated to monitoring personnel. A flashing blue live response light lets you know that monitoring personnel received the alert and are responding. Finally, the missed check-in feature acts as a time-based safety net. At regular intervals, G8 prompts the worker to confirm they're safe. If there's no reply within the set window, the device escalates, first with a local alarm, then with a remote alert to monitoring personnel. With fall detection, no motion monitoring, and missed check-in alarms, G8 ensures lone workers are protected even if they can't call for help themselves. Our Blackline Live platform powers G8 and your entire fleet, allowing you to monitor work sites in real time to protect your workers and keep work moving. As workers use their G8s, field data flows instantly to the cloud. No waiting, docking, or uploading, just live access to critical insights. If there's an emergency alert, your team, or Blackline's 24/7 monitoring team, can get the detailed information needed to act fast, including the specific alert type and exact GPS location to dispatch emergency services if needed. And Blackline Live doesn't just protect your people, it gives operations leaders the real-time data needed to keep projects moving, manage contractor-heavy sites, and eliminate costly delays. For example, with ZoneAware, you can define site-specific areas to see where workers and devices are, making it easier to spot bottlenecks, track time in high-risk zones, and see how quickly everyone gets to muster points. And with Tag Assign, workers simply tap their NFC tag to a G8, and their profile is automatically set up in Blackline Live and ready to go, eliminating manual setup and speeding up shift starts, something that's especially valuable for contractor-heavy sites and projects like shutdowns and turnarounds. And finally, our dock streamlines compliance with simple solution to calibrating, bump testing, and charging G8 devices. Just insert the G8 and the dock will automatically charge the device and put it into a test-ready mode to eliminate false alerts. If a G8 is due for a bump test or calibration, it will automatically perform the required test action and store the data in Blackline Live for easy automated compliance tracking and reporting. Get even more from a G8 with a full range of accessories, from multi-unit chargers and power packs to location beacons, tubes, pumps, and more. From simplifying shift starts to providing live location maps, instant alert management, and 24/7 monitoring, Blackline Live empowers you to take full control of worksite safety without slowing down operations. Every G8 comes with Blackline Analytics, built into Blackline Live, to give you a complete view of your fleet through interactive, pre-configured reports. This makes it easier to manage compliance with audit-ready data that shows if devices are being worn, turned on, and calibrated and bump tested on schedule. And you'll get a clear view of what's happening across your work sites for full situational awareness, showing when and where any alarms, events, or near misses take place. Plus, historical data helps you identify any patterns, conduct smooth incident investigations, and discover root causes so you can prevent incidents from happening again. With instant access to all your field data, you can not only prove compliance, but also drive continuous safety improvement because you can only control what you can see. And really good data is the foundation for emerging AI, so having accurate field data flowing into Blackline Analytics sets you up for a future of smarter decisions, deeper insights, and even stronger safety outcomes. So, what does all of this add up to? G8 is more than gas detection, more than lone worker protection, more than a radio, and more than field data. It's a complete connected platform that's built to grow with you. So as safety programs become more connected, automated, and data-driven, G8 has the flexibility to meet tomorrow's needs, not just today's. And most importantly, it delivers the confidence you and your team need to get the job done and get everyone home safely. Thanks for joining me to learn more about G8. To explore how our connected safety solutions can integrate into your operations, reach out. We'd love to talk to you about your specific needs.